thought teaching could be this difficult, but also this extreme amount of joy is, can't beat it. My name is Emma Cruz. This is my third year teaching kindergarten here at Prairie Ridge. So I wanted to be a teacher my whole life since I was in kindergarten. When I was in first grade, my dad wrote me a poem about how I want to be a teacher someday. And I was definitely that kid who would go home after school, play school in my basement all evening long. When I was in elementary school, my dad bought me an overhead projector for Christmas to have in my classroom, so I got the full effect. So it's just always been in my DNA of wanting to be a teacher. And then as I got older, I was trying to figure out, okay, I've always wanted to be a teacher, but why is that? And then as I stopped to think more about the teachers that have impacted me, it really comes down to relationships. So I went to school in St. Vrain, but my third grade teacher at Alpine, Mrs. Clifford, and my teachers at Lyons High School, all within this last month or two, they've all reached out to me to check in, see how life is going, and also to encourage me for getting started on teaching kindergarten online and hybrid. So to me, that tells me that I was not just a kid in their class and like a check the box, okay, have a good life. They actually care about who I am, and that's the teacher that I strive to be for my students. One student asked me last week, which is a really big question for a kindergartner to ask, why do you want to be a teacher, or why are you a teacher? And after I explained this story to him at the end, he said, so your dreams came true? And that was a big moment of like, yes, this is my dream.
Hi, Mrs.
Good morning. Even though we haven't really met in person, they still are just the wonderful kindergarten selves where they'll log in and, morning, Mrs. Cruz, or good afternoon, Mrs. Cruz. And from that moment on, it's like, okay, we can carry through. The thing that's impressed me the most is just how flexible they are. I went into this thinking, okay, we're gonna spend weeks learning these flashcards of mute and unmute, and every 5 minutes gonna have to tell them to turn themselves off, just all these things. And within showing them 1 or 2 times, they just pick it up. And so they just blow me away with their ideas and how they just rise to the occasion better than I ever could have imagined, that they just blow me away. I was feeling like I didn't have a lot of ideas for small groups, so I reached out, and actually my student teaching mentor at Rocky Mountain Elementary had a great idea for me. She said she plays this game called Go Get, which is something we wouldn't really be able to do in the classroom, which I love is another thing, a positive for online learning. So students had to go get something. So go get something blue, they'd bring it back. Go get something soft, they'd bring it back. And then we started moving on to letters. So go get something that starts with the letter M, and they'd bring something. When a student came back for the letter F, I said, okay, show me what you brought. And he's looking at me, I'm like, show me what you got. And he goes, my face. Like, of course, my face. So just to see them be super creative and unique in applying the letters that we learned in a whole new way that we wouldn't have been able to do in my classroom.
I want them to do the 5.
The 5. Okay, before I do the 5, will everybody draw a 5 in the air? It's really cool to be a kindergarten teacher where this is some of their first school experience, so we have a huge impact on making them feel safe and loved in their first experience, and everything is just a really big deal to them. So I miss seeing that excitement and joy of like, everything is super exciting, so I'm excited for that. Where they come in and they see the classroom and they see the school for the first time, and it's just like, wow. And like to us as adults, it's like, just a classroom, just another day. But when kids walk in, they sit in their chair for the first time. A student last year was just like, wow, this is the best chair ever. You know, and to us it's like, okay, it's a chair, but to them, like school and having that excitement of being here, for them to just take it all in, I think will be really exciting. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books and swing on swings. And I never would have thought teaching could be this difficult, but also this extreme amount of joy is, you can't beat it.